when we deal with the aftermath of the most recent business cycle, when we had 7 very outstanding years and now we are kind of not having so good years, of course one has to think of the very first business cycle recorded in the history of mankind. And it is a story that probably most of you will know. It's Sunday stuff school, and that is the story of Joseph and the Egyptian pharaoh. Pharaoh had a dream about 7 fat cows and 7 thin cows and didn't know what to make of it, so he came to Joseph, who interpreted the dream and said pretty much, you know, paraphrasing it in today's language, congratulations Pharaoh, you just had a macroeconomic prediction 14 years ahead of time, which is the best we've ever done. We usually miss it 2 years ahead. He got it right 14 years ahead of time. And okay, of course, what's the advice? And the advice was, during the good years, do not eat everything that grows, but take a part of that and store it in the grain houses, and then when the times are bad, use it, and then you will not die. This is sort of a Keynesian advice. You know, the meaning of that was to decrease the amplitude of the business cycle, to make the good years a little bit worse and to make the bad years a little bit better. This is the role of economists, to decrease the amplitude of a business cycle. It never was supposed to be just maximize growth at all expense. So now if we fast forward from this story 3,000 and more years to the current, we've also had 7 very, very good years. What have we done? We have not saved anything. We have not created budget surpluses. We have created budget deficits, meaning that in the good years, instead of not eating everything and saving a portion of that, we ate everything, and on top of that we borrowed so that we could have even more fun during the fun years. So we borrowed during the good years, and now we borrow during the bad years. I call this personally bastard Keynesianism. We today, our fiscal policy and most of our politics is left of Keynes. If we went and followed Keynes' advice, then we would actually have to go significantly right and create surpluses during good years. Nobody talks of that. We talk of decreasing deficits, but decreasing deficits still means borrowing. So this is interesting. This ancient advice that a small 7-year-old child understands, that's why we teach it during the Sunday school, is more wise, there was more wisdom in it than today's over-sophisticated mathematical econometric modeling, which was very unhelpful and maybe even harmful in guiding us to believe that we can be very unwise. Joseph, if he lived today, he would have to be very surprised.